You're listening to the Stay Sore podcast, where we talk about physical, financial, and emotional strength. Why stay sore? Because nothing good comes easy. Here's your host, Bo Skitsko.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Stay Sore podcast. I'm your host, Bo Skitsko, and today we are talking about 10 ways that being healthy can make you money. Now, for the purpose of this video today, we're gonna say that making money and saving money is the same. It just sounds better in the title, so more people click on it, and in real life, it's still more money. That being said, let's start with number one, and the most obvious way to make or save money from being healthy. And number one is being healthy lowers your health or medical bills. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Now, according to the, let me read this so I don't make any mistakes. Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health study, according to that study, which tried to figure out how much people can save by becoming healthier, that study said that an average 20-year-old person, just by going from being obese to overweight, that person can actually save up to $17,655 in direct medical cost. That's how much that person can save. If that same 20-year-old person goes from being obese to like healthy weight, that number goes down to, or goes up to $28,000. So annually, that person could have saved $28,000 in medical bills. The same study keeps going and says, if you're an average 40-year-old person, you can go from being obese to being just overweight and save up to $18,000. And if you go from being obese to a healthy weight, you can save a ridiculous $31,000 a year just from making that change. Now, I've been in the fitness industry for a long time now, and I know that the older the person gets, the more they say, oh, whatever, I'm like getting older and it doesn't make any difference anymore, and they stop caring about their health. But reality is, and that study shows it, that the older you get, the more important and the more money you can save from being healthy, because the study keeps on going and says an average 50-year-old can save up to $36,000 by just going from obese to healthy weight. The older you get, the more you save from just trying to stay healthy. It keeps on going. There's other studies saying that the average diabetic person spends about $7,900 average a year on diabetic treatment and medications. And that's type 2 diabetes, the one that is self-inflicted, the one that is created by choice, by lifestyle. That's a lot of money for being sick and not actually feeling the best you can feel. Okay, so the number one way to make or save money from being healthy is medical bills. And all I'm going to say is just some food for thought, that the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry doesn't make money from you being healthy. Just some food for thought, okay? Number two, bad habits are expensive. Let's just take something very simple like smoking. If you, on average, smoke one pack of cigarettes a day, that builds up to $2,500 in a year. That's a lot of money. On top of that, you're gonna build up some side effects. You can get sick. You can actually develop things like cancer. And as we discovered, medical bills are expensive. Aside of the side effects of smoking, things like bad breath, teeth, skin, and other things, right? So spending time, you have to go out of your office, find the area for smokers and stuff. A lot of built into that. So you actually, your bad habits can rub your time, your looks, your feels, your health, and your money. There's other bad habits besides smoking. Sometimes it's drugs, sometimes it's gambling. That's another health aspect, but it doesn't seem like a health thing, but it is a health thing, okay? So bad habits can steal your money. Let's move on. Number 3, Being healthy saves you on life insurance. Most life insurance, or actually all of them, have very strict guidelines when it comes to how much you have to pay according to your health. The healthier you are, the less you have to pay. And it doesn't even go for life insurance. Some actually medical insurance companies start implementing that as well. So the healthier you are, the less money you have to pay into your insurance. So you can spend or waste a big difference on how much money you have to put into your insurance according to how healthy you are. So by feeling good, you can actually waste less money. Let's move on. Number 4. This to me personally is a big one because I think a lot of people waste money on that. Number 4 is water is free. Just face it, water is free. Let's say you go to a restaurant and with your meal you order a pop or soda, a soft drink. That's going to cost you an average of $3 to $4, where filtered tap water is free, and it actually is much more healthy than diet soda, right? Let's say you order a coffee or a tea. That's going to be like $5, $6, $7 on average when you go out to a restaurant. What about even more ridiculous things like alcohol? You're going to spend $10, $20, $25 on alcohol, which there's side effects when it comes to your health, but you also spend, and I'm going to use the word waste, so much money on that. So that builds up. The average American spends $1,100 a year just on coffee. You can make it for 20, 30 cents at home. So, and usually if you buy coffee somewhere, it has a lot of like half and half sugar. So you create this momentum of worse and worse health from spending more money. Let's move on. Number 5, weight fluctuation and clothing. Now, I know this is going to be a little controversial. A lot of people will get defensive about this, but hear me out. This is just ideas, food for thought. I want to make you think. I have been, like I said before, over 10 years in the fitness industry. I have a lot of clients, and I hear this over and over, that people are insecure about their clothing, people are insecure about their looks when they're a little overweight, and they go on these crash diets, they diet down, and all of a sudden they can afford skinnier jeans, and then they yo-yo right back up, then it's bigger size clothing, and then back down, back up, because it's an emotional roller coaster, which is not healthy to begin with. But also, a lot of those people have like a secret stash of fat jeans and then like a stash of skinny jeans for motivation because they want to fit into the skinny jeans, and then they yo-yo back up into the fat jeans, and you just have so much more clothing to try to motivate yourself. You buy a skinnier pair or you buy a certain shirt you want to fit in, and then it doesn't work. You feel frustrated, and it's an emotional battle, it's a physical battle, and also a financial battle. And besides that, if you tend to not agree that clothing for unhealthy people is a little more expensive, I'm going to give you a very, very simple example. If you watch this on YouTube, you're going to see that behind me I have a bunch of shirts. Those are shirts that I have here in my fitness studio. They have BoFit on them, right? And other things as well. And I have to buy them and buy the shirt and then buy the printing company to put the logo on. And obviously they're extremely nice, so you should buy one. But besides that, for regular size shirts, I pay a certain price. And if the shirt becomes XXL, depending on the shirt, I pay $2.50 to $3 more because it's simply more material, and the manufacturer charges me more for bigger shirts. So the reality is sometimes unhealthy people or overweight or even more so obese people have to pay a premium for clothing besides the emotional roller coaster of all the other things I explained. So don't get offended, please. I'm here to help, but I'm just saying that being healthy can save you a lot of money. Let's move on. Number 6, eating out is expensive. Would you agree with me? Going to a restaurant, besides the restaurant trying to make that food addictively tasteful, they put a lot of sugar, carbs, fats, artificial sweeteners in there to make it taste so good that you come back. That's unhealthy. Besides that, it's also expensive. You overpay for the experience, for the food. If you make food at home and prepare it and take it to work so you don't have to order lunch, you're going to be more healthy and it's going to be more cost effective because you buy in bulk wherever it is. You buy in bulk your rice, your sweet potatoes, your vegetables, your fruits, your proteins, right? You prepare them, split them up, go to work, eat healthy in your like Tupperware, warm it up or whatever it is, right? Because let's say you don't go to a restaurant because that's quite expensive. Let's say you just order food for lunch at work because you didn't take it with you. First of all, it's not going to be as healthy. You're not going to have as much control over the ingredients. Second, let's say you order it out. The delivery guy is going to drive it to you, which is already more expensive. Then you have to tip that guy because you're a nice person. More expensive. And then you eat the food that may not be the most expensive. If you plan your foods ahead, you plan to succeed, right? So eating out is usually more expensive and not as healthy. So just eat healthy and save some money and look leaner, better, feel better about your food. Okay, let's move on. Number 7, being healthy leads to fewer sick days. So if you're healthy, you don't have to have that many sick days. You don't have to call off because you don't feel right, because something is wrong with your stomach, you ate something funky. There's many ways to word this, but being healthy leads to less sick days. Let's say you want to build a career. You want to have a raise, right? You want to have more money, so you want to have a raise. You can't ask for a raise if you constantly keep taking sick days. Let's say you are healthy, you have a lot of energy, you can take overtime, which pays sometimes 1.5 to 2 times more. You can make more money just by being healthy. If you want to have a promotion, you better not have sick days in your last year or 2 years of work. You want to be consistent, and your management is going to look at those things. So actually not taking sick days because you feel amazing, you feel healthy, can give you better opportunities at your career. So there's more money to make there. Number 8, transportation. Okay, so this is going to be a little controversial, but in America, things are a little different in the US. But let's say, for me personally, I come from a European country, from Eastern Europe, right? So I actually knew way more people that did not own a car versus people or families that did own a car. So where I'm from, everyone is walking to work, walking to school, walking to their friends, to the grocery store. It's always walking. Not many people could afford a car, and if it's a car for the whole family. So people would walk to places. And would you agree with me that owning cars is expensive? You have to either buy or lease the car. You have to feed the car with fuel. You have to maintain the car, either oil changes or like new wipers, or if the car has a few miles on it, you have to like pay to fix things that are going bad. You have to get new tires for the winter and stuff. So it costs to have a car, and then the insurance for the car, right? But let's make it more realistic. Let's say in the US or other countries that are slightly, countries where families can afford cars, right? If you're healthy, you go to a concert, let's say, right? To a big event in your city, downtown. You can actually park 1, 2, or 3 blocks away from the event for much less money and then just walk to the event, which is healthy to begin with, right? But if you're overweight, like drastically, or something is wrong, your joints hurt, whatever it is, and you can't walk that far, you have to park closer, which is more expensive. Even more so, you go to a restaurant, you go to whichever place it is, you use valet parking to park as close as possible because you can't walk the distance or it's uncomfortable for you for whatever reason. You pay an extra, and on top of that, you sometimes, if you're a nice person, you want to tip the valet dude. So it can add up. Health is more affordable than not health. Let's move on. Okay, this one is kind of a stretch, but hear me out. Number 9, I just called it more energy equals more money. More energy equals more money. I didn't know how to call this, but again, hear me out. This is just some food for thought, some ideas. When you are healthy, you have generally more energy. Your brain has more creative power because it's not burdened by sickness. Sickness makes you sluggish. This is how it is. If you overeat, if you eat a whole pizza or you order junk food and then watch Netflix while eating it, your brain is not going to be as creative. And what I mean by more money is that when you have all this energy and healthy projection and healthy creativity, you have more to give and you can create things. So after work, you're done with work, 5, 6 p.m., you want to create more because you're healthy. You have this healthy energy that you want to put into things. So you can start creating a side hustle, side income, or just have a healthy hobby on the side that can later on lead to more things. For me, for example, I just give you my example. I have a business here. I own this fitness studio, right? And then after a whole day of hustle here, I go home, I deal with the kids, so I put them to bed, I read them a nighttime story, spend some time with my wife, and then I still have this creativity in me, this healthy creativity, and my body has enough energy to deal with it. So what came out of it is I wrote this book. It's called Stay Sore. It's a mindset book. I wrote this book after everyone went to sleep and I still had energy. 1 or 2 hours every night, I wrote some things, and then eventually after a year, I created this. I was blessed to have this become a Amazon best-selling book. I'm really proud of it. But what I'm trying to say is, from having more energy physically and mentally from being healthy, I created a side income. This is a passive income source. People buy it once in a while on Amazon, get something out of it, I hope, because I'm trying to help through this book. But what I'm saying is, because I was healthy and energetic and like I had ideas, healthy ideas, I was able to create a side income, which is passive now. I worked on it and now it's a passive, like I get once in a while a few dollars from just doing nothing at this point. It's out there, right? So the same thing can happen to you. You can make money by having this healthy creativity and energy to do things after your regular job if you need more money. Okay, and the last one, number 10, and again, it's kind of a idea. Free entertainment or free entertainment for your family, or for yourself or for your friends. If you're healthy, you're gonna say, let's go hiking this weekend, right? Let's go to take the kids to a park and play ball, for example. Versus if you have health complications, your joints hurt, or you get out of breath really quick, you're not gonna go hiking for a few hours with a backpack, right? So those people will gravitate to entertainment like, let's take the kids out for movie night, right? You're gonna go to the movie, spend money on the tickets, and then most probably, more than not, you're gonna buy popcorn, which is gonna be soaked in butter or salt or both. So you're spiraling into these unhealthy habits, and then, or you go somewhere where you get entertained while you don't have to do much. You sit down and get entertained, right? And then usually if you go to those places, you buy a hot dog or something else, versus you can have healthy habits where let's go hiking, let's go to the lake, let's go swimming. You get some sun, vitamin D, you get some fresh air, you get some movement, activity. You teach your family, your kids, the right habits, right? And usually you take some picnic food with you, hopefully some fruit, some vegetables, some water. So the whole list here, not only are you saving money, not only can you make money by being healthier, but also healthy habits spiral into healthier habits, and unhealthy habits spiral into more unhealthier habits. So this is not to judge. This is not to put somebody on the spot and like spotlight those things. What I'm trying to say is, it is really hard to break a habit. But once you break it and create a tiny little bit of momentum, that momentum propels into the more momentum, into the next good habit. And then you start stacking those habits on top of one another. And sooner than later, not only do you feel better, not only are you more confident, you look better, you spend less time and money on fixing your health, because now you enjoy saving money and being a better you. Hope you got something out of it. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know. Subscribe to the podcast. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube, and give me some more ideas for other podcasts. I really hope you got something out of it. I really hope this inspires healthy thinking, healthy habits, and a better you. Stay sore.